Jace Nicole, and welcome to Penn Station, where we'll be getting inside of the heads of a new generation of poets. We'll be talking to these talented writers and finding out what inspires them and what influences them, and how their words are evoking thought and change. On today's episode, we have a poet who hails out of Baltimore, whose work has been heard up and down the East Coast for the past 10 years. So please, let's welcome HanaLyn.
The inspiration behind God Groupies was a conversation that I had with a cousin of mine, and it was, the conversation was about, in particular, about homosexuality, and especially the way that people who are religious or people who are Christian view homosexual issues or disapprove of it or disapprove of certain lifestyles or behaviors or cultures. And my cousin kept saying in a disapproving way, but I'm saying this out of love, I'm saying this out of love. And it really struck me because I felt that you can't really love someone unless you accept who they are. That acceptance is the essence of loving them, and to say otherwise is a hypocrisy. And if God is love, then doing anything other than that is going against the essence of God, and that's where God Groupies came from.
There's a line to get into heaven, as if it were a nightclub. Velvet ropes holding back the throngs of the righteous clamoring to get in, bouncers at the door to keep out the unworthy, rationing out admittance like women ration out pussy. You see, heaven is exclusive. You only get in if you know somebody. God Groupies, carrying their religion in their back pockets like a backstage pass. This is their scene and they know it. Judgments dripping from their wrists like diamonds. They wear scriptures like designer fashions, Leviticus shades, Corinthian sneakers, and a new fragrance called Revelations, though it does little to mask the stench of hypocrisy. But the God Groupies don't care because they are rolling with Jesus, and everyone else can go to hell, literally. Because with Jesus in their crew, they can bypass the line of nameless sinners, smirking fatuously as the sea parts and they are ushered into heaven. Bouncers at the door to keep out the unworthy. You see, heaven is only for the righteous, the righteous, the righteous, the right us, not you, too poor, too foreign, too black, too gay. Jesus does not walk with you. Maybe you knew him from back in the day when he went by his government name. Back when he was running with lepers and prostitutes. You see, Jesus don't get down like that no more. The God Groupies have a claim on him now, and they're not about to let him remember where he came from or how to get back, just so long as they get their ticket to heaven. But you see, heaven is not a nightclub, and God is not a rock star, and the price of admission is not paid with your prejudice. Will you bid others to piety and forget yourselves while you recite the book, condemning this one and that one, as if God granted you the monopoly on morality? We are all of us sinners, and all of us saints. And if Jesus were an immigrant in Arizona, or a black child in Gina, or a gay man in Minnesota, instead of a carpenter from Nazareth, would his words mean any less? Would he no longer be fashionable enough for those who accessorize their souls with designer scriptures custom fitted to their own bigotry? You see, you may wear the clothes, but God's name is not on the label. For surely God sees the things you do, though you may try to masquerade your condescension as concern. Jesus is not co-signing on your hatred. But they say, none shall enter heaven but they be like us. Such are their fancies. Say, produce your proof if you speak truly. Nay, but whosoever submits his will to God, being a good doer, his wage is with the Lord, and no fear shall be on them, neither shall they sorrow. But the God Groupies, lining up at the door to heaven, they forget that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. so concerned with being saved, they neglect the greatest lesson Jesus wanted us to learn. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, all men will know that you are my disciples.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of Penn Station. Remember, you can catch more episodes on YouTube. And until next time, in the immortal words of Robert Frost, poetry is a way of taking life by the throat. Once again, I'm Jace Nicole. We'll see you guys next time.